Hi, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's Mary, and I'm here with this week's edition of 90 Days and 900 Seconds, The Other Way, Season 4, Episode 7, Drop by Drop, The River Rises. And if I was going to give this episode a grade, I would give it a solid B+. And drop by drop, the river is rising. And let me tell you, the river of denial is going to flood over, guys. A lot of these chicks are living in denial and they need to get their heads out of their asses. But I'm going to get into that. So let me set my trusty timer for 900 seconds and let's hop right in. So we start off with my favorite couple, Gabe and Isabel. And yes, once again, I'm going back to they are the only one that I have hope for. I did have hope for Osama and Debbie, but I'm going to get to that. So we start off with Gabe is playing some hoops in the park with his friend Trey. And Trey didn't know he was trans. So he's, talking to Trey. And it turns out that Isabella's not so crazy about him. Isabel thinks that Trey's a bad influence. So they go out to a bar and Trey is there. Isabel's friend Mateo meets up with them later. But before Mateo gets there, first of all, Isabel is not so happy when Gabe and Trey speak English to each other. First, Trey was very happy. I'm sorry, Gabe was very happy when he first met Trey. He met Trey in his apartment building and he heard him speaking English. So he's like, cool, someone that speaks English. Isabel doesn't think that's so cool. So Isabel doesn't like when they speak English in front of her. She thinks that Trey's a little bit of a bad influence, may, want to have Gabe flirting with the ladies, doesn't like doesn't like Trey, thinks, he's a little bit of a bad influence. Okay. So they start talking about Isabel's parents and how are they going to take, the whole Gabe being trans thing. And they go off to Isabel's parents. Isabel's parents are adorable. They are adorable. I love them as a couple. They get to her house. They get to their house, and Isabel's parents remind them that they're under their roof. It's their rules. So they're going to sleep in separate bedrooms. And Gabe is like, it's okay. I understand, but it's kind of weird for me because they do know that I'm living with Isabel, and obviously we're sleeping in the same bedroom. And so Gabe rats her out that Isabel snores, which I found very funny. And so Gabe asks her father, which I found very touching, what kind of man does he want for Isabel? And her father says, I want somebody that who is trustworthy, open-hearted, and who will take care of Isabel and my grandchildren. And Gabe is his thing is that Gabe has had bad experiences with religious people. When religious people in the past that Gabe has dealt with, and he's not saying that all religious people are like this, but he's saying that the religious people that he has dealt with in the past, once they found out that he's trans, they have been very harsh, called him names and things of the such. So therefore, he has his guard up and he's afraid and he's hoping that this is not going to be the same experience with Isabel's parents. So we shall see. So now, moving on. Now, this is where we get to the hot mess expresses. Jen and Rishi. Okay. So now, first of all, no, Jen, you aren't in Kansas anymore. Secondly, I was looking for a head covering like Rishi was wearing during the episode, and I couldn't find one. I don't know what was up with that thing he was wearing on his head. Maybe he had some leave-in conditioner or something, because we all know how much he likes to care for his luscious locks. I mean, he cares for his hair more than I do, as you can see. But anyway, so Jen doesn't feel like Rishi's compromising on anything. Like, she's doing all the compromising, and it really sucks monkey balls for her. So Rishi's like, oh, what can I do for you? And Jen is like, not live in a joint family. I'm not living in a joint family. You can forget about that. And Rishi's like, you know something? I'm going to compromise on that. And me, you, and everyone knows that he has no intention on compromising about that. He was just saying that just to, whatever, just to shut her up at the moment. That's the way I feel. So, anyway, okay. Rishi's like, I just need time to explain this to all them. And Jen's like, yeah, I'll give you until the summer. No problem. I just need more time to stall. Okay. So next scene, Jen goes to the attorney's office because she needs somebody to review her visa. She needs somebody to review her visa. She didn't read her fucking visa, guys. Okay. She has 2 master's degrees, and she missed the line in her visa. And yes, I've read some comments that people say, oh yeah, I don't read everything. This is important. Okay. There's 2 types of visas: a single entry visa and a multi-entry visa. She did not realize that she applied for and received a single entry visa. So she goes to the attorney's office to get advice on what to do. And the attorney tells her, look right here. I know you guys can't see my phone because of my background. It says that you have a single entry visa. And she's like, oh, what? And the attorney's like, you have to go back home and reapply and do this all over again. And she's like, what do you mean? And the attorney's like, did you read this at all? So the attorney, in his confessional, is like, she applied for a visa, didn't read it. This is typical crazy American behavior. Welcome to the whole premise of 90 Day Fiancé, Mr. Attorney. Typical crazy American behavior. So Jen realizes that she has about 6 days left in India. She goes to Rishi. Oh my goodness, holding her cup of chai. Rishi, I fucked up. I have to go home. I have a single entry visa. I fucked up. You're going to have to wait. I don't know how long. I got to go home and do this whole process all over again. And honestly, I think Rishi looked a little bit relieved. Between me and you, Rishi looked relieved. And drop me a comment. Do you think that Jen is going to let him have the milk for free just one more time without buying the cow before she goes home? What do you think? I think she is. She's a ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Actually, she is up for Wackadoodle of the Week. Go to my Instagram, go to Kiki and Kivitz, and vote whether you think Jen is a Wackadoodle of the Week or Osama for this. Osama and Debbie. Okay. So now where we left Osama and Debbie last week, guys, okay? They were still in their like honeymoon phase, like glowing, like, oh, you're so beautiful. I love you. Okay, so now this shit is starting to wear off of the car, where Debbie realizes that he wants a half a Moroccan wife to cook, clean, take care of his clothes, milk cows, and she can't drink wine. Okay, so the glow is starting to wear off even before they get to Rabat and the resort. Okay, so the resort is beautiful. They get to this beautiful resort and whatever, and then they have 2 rooms, and Debbie puts on this beautiful. Now, I don't know. I don't remember was Armando or Kenny said it on Pillow Talk, but they put it best. It was a statement piece necklace, and it was this huge lion's head. Okay, she put on this like lion's head necklace. I mean, Debbie is what Angela wished she could be. Debbie is an older Southern woman. She is out there. Debbie is out there, but she was mad at Osama. She laid it on him without insulting him, without yelling, screaming, flipping out, cursing him out, acting a fool like Angela was. But she expressed that she was mad as all fuck at Osama. Okay, so apparently Osama, didn't express clearly that this was a trial run. Debbie has in her head that this is permanent. So she packed all her shit and moved to Morocco, thinking that this was permanent. Now, Debbie thought that they were going to stay at the resort, enjoy their time together, go to his parents' house, stay there for 2 weeks, and then get married, and then go back to Rabat, the capital city, and find an apartment and live together happily ever after. No, this is not what Osama's thinking. Osama is thinking that they hang out at the resort, then they go back to his parents, where they stay there 2 months, 3 months, as long as Debbie wants to stay, where she learns to be a half a Moroccan wife, cook, clean, take care of his clothes, milk a cow or two, chase some chickens, some goats, and get some wife training on the farm, and then go back home, because she has her house and stuff to check in on, and then we'll take it from there. Because yes, it has been 3 years, Debbie, that we have known each other, but it's been on social media, not in reality. And I do agree with him. They don't know each other. They know each other on social media. I mean, Debbie doesn't know if Osama farts in his sleep. Debbie doesn't know if Osama chews his food in a way that annoys the shit out of her. Debbie doesn't even know if she wants to live in Morocco. Debbie doesn't even know if she's capable of living in Morocco. I mean, there is no heated plumbing in Morocco, Debbie. I mean, I'm not gonna say there is no heat, but you know what I mean, guys. I mean, there is not luxuries that Debbie is used to in the United States. And, Debbie, life is different, and you don't know. You don't know. And I think Osama is making sense. But no, there was a lack of communication somewhere. I don't know if it was on Debbie's end. I don't know if it was on Osama's end. According to Debbie, the first time she was in Morocco, Osama was getting ready to rush her to the American embassy to marry her. So I don't know. Just saying. Debbie is the elder one in this relationship. She should know better. She has more life experience than Osama, and Osama's the one that's making more sense. She feels sick to her stomach, and we shall see what happens next week. I did have hope last week when they were still in their glow, but things are not looking too good. Now, Chris and Jamie, tonight on Intervention, like one of the tweets that I saw, I mean, Jamie, please. I hope that you saw all the red flags that were hitting you over the face and smacking you in the head and you just said you sent her back on a one trip, on a one-way ticket, return to sender, please, like, come on. So Chris wakes up in pain, and they were supposed to go meet Jamie's friends, but that didn't work. So Chris stood in bed. And the one thing I don't understand, if Chris is in all this much pain, how is she supposed to fly back to Alabama to testify in this motorcycle theft case? But I'm just saying. Okay, so Chris is in bed. She's in pain, withdrawals, pain. And Jamie goes to have dinner with her friends alone. And her friends are like, Jamie, this is not normal. There is something here that is not normal. We don't like this. I mean, even her friend pointed out, oh, I'm out of time. One of her friends pointed out that Chris was very high energy when she got there, which is a good point, guys. And I even said to myself, did you notice that when she first got there, she was so like, oh, jumping around and full of energy. And then suddenly now she's like paralyzed. I hate to say this, but I think she was high in her pills when she got there. And now, she needs some more medications. Jamie, I hope you saw all the red flags hitting you over the head and you sent her back. Return to sender, one-way ticket, but we shall see. So now we have Nicole and Mahoon. Hey. So she's still angry at Mahoon from the fight that they had last week. So he's still, oh, my love, sweetie, my love, sweetie, my love, sweetie, my love. I swear it's like he doesn't know her name. I think he forgets her name and he just calls her my love, my love, my love. So Mama Mahoon is sitting on the couch on the phone, like, can we ship her back already? I swear she's calling like the American embassy. Can we ship her back already? Okay, so his uncle is waiting for them. So his uncle has a business and he produces, clothing. So they were going to his uncle's house to get business advice because apparently Nicole wants to produce a line of clothing for women who, want to dress modestly, but, she wants to do like robes with pants and things like this. So the uncle's looking at the designs and he's like, okay, this is cool, but why won't you wear the hijab? And of course, it comes back to the hijab. And Nicole is like, I don't want to disrespect the uncle, but I don't want to discuss this. So the uncle brings up a good point to Mahoon. If she didn't convert, and he also says this in his confessional, nobody is forcing Nicole to do anything, okay? But Nicole converted to Islam. So if Nicole didn't convert to Islam, she wouldn't have to follow, what is asked of her. But she converted. No one forced her to convert. So now she has to follow the rules. And it's Mahoon's duty to, teach her. And I feel like Mahoon is also not helping the situation. Okay, so the uncle says all this clothing thing and hijab and everything else, the most important thing is prayer. And yes, I agree. If Nicole is going to do this, who gives a shit about the clothing? Nicole needs to be into the prayer aspect, respect the prayer aspect, and at least dress modestly and stop complaining and expecting the whole country and thousands of years of culture to change just for you. I am so sick of her, honestly. The uncle says it's Mahound's responsibility to teach her what is wrong and what is right. And you know something? I agree. He's the one that's bringing her into this culture that she doesn't quite understand. And hey, educate her because she needs the education because she didn't do her damn research. So that is all for this week. Thank you so much for watching me. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you don't already. Check out wordonthestreetreality.com for all the tea for 90 Day Fiance and Love After Lockup if you're into that as well. Please share my video with a friend or 10, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye.